Another fun family history website you can try is called Grandma's Pie. This was also created by the Family History Technology Lab at Brigham Young University. To get to the site, you want to type into your browser Grandma's Pie and look for BYU. Maybe type in Grandma's Pie BYU in the search engine. It's pretty easy to find the site. Or here is the really long thing you can type into your browser. It's not real user-friendly. Grandma's pi.fhtl.byu.edu. So here's the home page, and again, this is another site that uses Family Search data. This particular site will show you the background of your ancestors, so you can find out, what percentage your ancestors are from various countries around the world. So again, to get on the site, we're going to log in with our Family Search username and password. I'm going to go ahead and click this button, and up comes the screen again that looks just like you're signing into Family Search. I'm going to pause the video and go ahead and sign in. Okay, so this is the Grandma's Pie. This is my home page, and you can see right here it's starting to load my relatives from Family Search. So it's going to upload those, and then it's going to create this little pie chart for me. And I can go ahead and see where my ancestors are from. Over here I will see a legend, and it's color coded, and it will show me different places where they're from. Over here it gives me the total percentages of each nationality. I can do a single generation or multiple generations, and actually we're going to start with a single generation pie chart. And I can extrapolate unknowns. Unfortunately, because sometimes the data is incomplete in Family Search, you may want to extrapolate unknowns. And so what that will do is, as Grandma's Pie accesses the data, if the birth location is not noted on the record in Family Search, it will try to make a guess for you. And then that would be something you'd want to actually go and fill in later. I'm actually going to not extrapolate the unknowns at first, just so you can see what that looks like. So right now I am on my first generation, and as you can see, both colors of this pie are blue, and if I go over to the chart, that's because they're living people. Those are my parents, so my parents are still alive, and so this pie, 2 slices of pie, and they're both living people. So to move from generation to generation, I'm just going to click on this little button up here and slide it. So I'm just grabbing it with my mouse and sliding it. So if I go out to the next generation, now I have 4 pie slices here for my grandparents, and they were all born in the United States, so these are all blue. Now if I hover over any one of these slices, I will see exactly who that individual represents. So this is my Grandpa Temple, and it shows me where he was born and when he was born. And that data, again, is taken straight from Family Search. So let's go out one more generation. These are my great-grandparents, and again, all were born in the United States. And I can hover and see who each of these great-grandparents was, and where they were born and when they were born. Okay, let's go out one more. So far, pretty United States. Okay, these are my second great-grandparents. And so each slice represents one of them. The light green color is Scotland. So this was John Kirkwood Reed, born in Scotland. These tan ones are all England, right here. These orange ones are Canada. This green color is Wales. And again, this red color is one where the birthplace is unknown. And for whatever reason, on Mary Lockwood's person page, she does not have a birth location. That would be something I'd want to go into Family Search now that I've identified that and look at it. But again, if I wanted to, I can extrapolate the unknowns. I can click this button, and it's going to look at her parents and where she was living, and it's now making the assumption that she was born in the United States based on that. Okay, let's go out one more generation. So these are my 3 great-grandparents. I'm going to take the unknowns off. I think it'll still be the same. This is a different one. So this is Mary Ann Kent, who doesn't have a birth location. Again, I've got all of these from England. The pink here is Ireland. This is where some of my Irish ancestry comes in. I've got Scotland again, and then of course these are all the United States. Okay, so that's 3 greats. Let's go out one more, 4 greats. Now we add in this purple color. Now this one is unusual, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But again, mostly England. We've got Ireland, we've got Scotland, we've got United States, and then these, all of these people, their birth locations are unknown. Now if I extrapolate the unknowns, it kind of distributed them into England and the United States, it looks like. And then there are just a couple of completely unknown people. So again, parts of my tree that far back that I need to address. Now this one for Orson Hyde is an interesting one. Again, he's my 4th great-grandfather, and he was born in New Haven, Connecticut. But for whatever reason, the person who put his information in, you can see from the abbreviations, has abbreviated did some weird stuff. This is clearly not standardized. Connecticut would never be abbreviated CNNC. The computer doesn't know how to handle that. And unfortunately, because he was an apostle of the church, his page is frozen, and I can't make any changes on it. Nobody's allowed to touch it. So I've already addressed this with Family Search, and I'm hoping someday someone will be able to standardize his birth location. And until then, I have this strange location here. Okay, let's go out one more generation. 5th. So my 5th, I add a couple more locations here. This one actually says Northern Ireland versus just Ireland. Again, that would probably be something I'd want to standardize to just Ireland. And this person, Anne Hannah Marsh, her birth location is noted as Lancashire Kingdom of Great Britain. And I'd want to go in and standardize that just strictly to England and not that. Again, Ireland, and again, here's another one that just says England, Great Britain. So again, a little standardization thing I could do in Family Tree to clean that up. Let's go out the final generation. We can only go back 6, and this is what my pie chart basically looks like. Aside from cleaning up a few random spots, here's one that's Stanwix. That's something else I need to look into. And then here are my percentages. So if I go back 6 generations, 56% of my ancestors are from England, 23 were born in the United States, 9% England, I've got 4% Scotland, 3% Canada, and then some of these just need to be cleaned up and moved. New Jersey obviously is the United States, so I just need to standardize that in Family Tree. Great Britain, Kingdom of Great Britain, those would be lumped into England. So anyway, just a fun way to view the pie chart. So that's the single generation view. So I'm going to go ahead and take the bar, slide it all the way back over again. And now let's look at multiple generations. So in the single generation view, it made single slices of the pie. This one we're going to make rings. So first generation again are my living parents. If I go 1 generation out, here are my parents, and now I've got my my grandparents, I'm sorry, right here. Born in the United States. Now I go out 2 generations and my great-grandparents, and again they're this outer ring. Go out 1 more, I add another ring and some different colors again for where these individuals were born. Adding another ring for my 3rd great-grandparents out here. Adding another ring for 4th great-grandparents. 1 more 5th great-grandparents. And finally my 6th great-grandparents. So this just allows you, instead of just seeing the pie slices for each generation, this actually lets you see all of the generations and the percentages. So another really fun website, and again, the accuracy of this is totally based on how accurate the information is in Family Search. And another reason to go in and clean up the records and make sure all of the dates and places of our ancestors have been standardized.